Okay, welcome back everyone. So today we're going to be looking at this week's upcoming Switch games. Now, this week is not a super busy week. We have 7 games that I want to take a look at. This is not a comprehensive list of all the Switch games coming out, but these are the 7 games that I think are worth paying more attention to. Okay, so now let's start with this week's first game. Now, this game will be releasing on November 26th. So by the time you're watching this video, this should be out now. And it is Critter Cafe. Now, we're going to take a look at the trailer. By the way, if any of the trailers do get muted after when the video comes out, it's simply because there was copyright on the music in the trailer. Now, this game looks like a cute little game, cozy game with some pretty nice visuals and basically a management sim. So let's take a look at the trailer and then we can discuss a little bit further about the game.
Welcome to Critter Cafe, a game all about rescuing super cute critters and building your own cozy critter cafe. On Goldleaf Isle, you'll find a cafe waiting for you. Okay, it might not look like much, but you can change almost anything here. New tables and chairs, decorations, even the floor. You can really show off your style.
I'm not always into new cozy games, but this one had enough original stuff about
You
it
can change how you look too.
that I think it was worth taking a look at.
Clothes, colors, accessories, you name it. You'll leave your old stressful life behind and explore this amazing place. Along the way, you'll overcome challenges, solve puzzles, and bond with your critters as you bring them back to your cafe. Explore this magical world, rescue every critter, and welcome them into your cafe family. You'll manage the needs of your visiting customers and keep your cafe running smoothly, but you'll have a little help from your new critter friends. We're super excited to tell you that you can open your very own Critter Cafe. Make sure to wishlist to keep up to date with the game.
So, as I said, it looks like a really nice, cozy game, mix of action-adventure with management. And although personally, right now, I'm not in the market for another game like this, I think that if someone is, it's worth taking a look at. Obviously, I would say maybe wait for a review or two, make sure the performance on Switch stands up. But if it does seem like it has a really interesting mix of, like I said, action, adventure, and management. And although we got a lot of these styles of games on the Switch over the last couple of years, it still looks like it has a lot of original things to it that could be worth a pickup. So that game will, by the way, be selling for $19.99. So it's also priced pretty competitively in the market for these styles of games, considering the visual style of the game. The visual style of the game, I would say, is on the higher end for this type of game. So I would say, honestly, looks decent. And I get it, a lot of people out there might not be in the market for this right now, but if you are, I think it's one to consider for this week. So that was our first game for today. Now, if we move into our next game. Now, this one is probably my most anticipated game for the week, and it is 9 Souls, which is also coming out on November 26th, so probably by the time you're watching this, it's already out. However, it is a slightly more on the expensive side at $29.99. Now, this is a 2D action platformer with an absolutely beautiful art style. Let's take a look at the trailer once again, and then we can discuss what the game looks like. Man, it's a Lion King Mufasa moment. Except Mufasa didn't die in this one. He came back with a vengeance. Awesome. So we have a 2D action game. It's supposed to be on the pretty hard side. Now, the good news is here is not only is it my most anticipated game, but it's already been out on on Steam for a while, and we already know that it was very well received. So it's supposed to be a pretty decent game. And sorry if I hit my microphone there. But ultimately, I don't think we need to worry about the quality of the gameplay here. What we might have to worry about is the performance on the Switch. Once again, though, if we look at the visual style, the gameplay style, things like Hollow Knight come to mind, things like Bow Path of the Teal Lotus come to mind. And the action obviously looks like a mix almost of a Souls-like system as well. Yeah, the combat looks pretty serious, Wild One. I do agree there. But I think if you're in the market for a challenging 2D action game, this one could be a serious consideration for this week. It does come with the price tag, however, at $29.99, which puts it on the high end for an indie game. Nonetheless, I think definitely worth a consideration if you're in the market for this kind of game. Okay, moving on to our third game. Now, our third game is releasing on November 28th, and is going to be Dungeons of Dreadrock 2, The Dead King's Secret. Now, this is more of a almost Zelda-like puzzle adventure game. Dungeons of Dreadrock 1 is already available on the Switch. It is an excellent game. When it goes on sale, you can pick it up for super cheap as well, easily generally under $5 now. But Dungeons of Dreadrock 2 is also releasing at only $14.99. Now, if it releases at the same quality as the first one, or even maybe above it, at $14.99, I think we can have a very serious, like a very good game on our hands here. And it came very close to like stealing my top spot for the games for this week. So let's take a look at Dungeons of Dreadrock and see Dreadrock 2 and see what it has to offer. So we have the same entrance as the first game.
Of old, they claim that none can kill what's long been dead. But when I met the girl, I knew that there was hope. For the weaving of the gods had linked her destiny to mine. And so that her struggles wouldn't be in vain, I did as the gods advised me in my dreams. I set out to seek his tomb and find.
Honestly, the visuals I find really work with this game. Yeah, the music is very powerful as well. And like I said, this one has a much bigger focus on, even the combat feels like puzzle gameplay. Yes, you do move like on a grid type movement system. But it works with the game, like I said, because it gives it more of a puzzle style of gameplay. What I would maybe recommend if you're on the fence about this one, like I said, check out picking up the first one for like under like $5. I think it's already dropped to $2 once or twice. And it can actually give you a pretty good idea of what the game is about. You can have some fun with the first one, and if you get into it, you can jump into the second after that. So we have Dungeons of Dreadrock 2. Quick reminder, that is November 28th. So like I said, another serious contender for this week. I think I already gave my sort of little hints there. Maybe check out the first one for very cheap, and then if you really get into the gameplay, you can jump into the second one. But if you already played the first one, you liked it, I think the second one is going to basically push it to another level. Yeah, they do have a demo. I don't know if it's available on Switch, but I know they have a demo on Steam for sure. I maybe missed it. Maybe it's available on Nintendo as well. Okay, next we have Glitch Hero. Now let me just remember which one this is. Oh yes. Now this is sort of, once again, sometimes I take these. This is my long shot of the week. There's two games that I would say are long shots of the week. This is my first one. It's a sort of action adventure game, top down once again. But this one had moments that looked like it was super interesting, while other moments the movement did give me some things to question about it. But this is also releasing on November 28th. It has a normal sales price of $11.99, and there's a small release discount that brings it to $10.79. Now let's take a look at the trailer, then we'll discuss what I liked and maybe what I'm a little bit worried about. Visually, the presentation on the cutscenes is amazing.
Hold on, Dad. I'm coming.
I don't know if you see what I see, but it's I don't know, there's something about the movement animations that leaves me worried a bit. And the different, like, I'm not sure how the movement system works. Exactly what I was going to say, Wild One. What worries me a little bit is that the actual gameplay visuals reminds me of a mobile game. And I think it was maybe developed to work with a touchscreen, which is why the movement looks so like, I don't want to say floaty, but it looks sort of like it was designed
what up?
For you guys to...
Solar connected only.
Oh. We sort of jumped right into a different YouTube video right there. But yeah, it looks like it has you like jumping, like it was designed for basically touch screen. So I do think, however, it's worth taking a look at once maybe a review or two is available for the game, or maybe you can just, if no one reviews it, you can check out some gameplay online and see what people are saying about the gameplay. But I do think Glitch Hero is a consideration for November 28th. It could be a surprise one. It could, although the graphics look sort of mobile-like, it might turn out to be a really maybe solid game at only $12. Okay, next we come to one that has me very intrigued as well for this week, and that is Snow Bros. Wonderland, which is the reimagining of the Snow Bros. Franchise, however, as an action-adventure game. And you know what? The visuals sort of convinced me that this thing could work. This could be a really fun game. The only thing I would be honest with you is I think they're using the Snow Bros. Property more for like the notoriety than the fact that the gameplay was actually designed around Snow Bros. You're going to see there's like one part that looks like a Snow Bros level, but for most of it, it doesn't necessarily link up directly with the Snow Bros property, but it has me very intrigued. Oh, and sorry, my bad. This one is coming out on November 28th as well, and it is $29.99. By the way, the developer that made this is the same ones that remade Gimmick 2 for the Nintendo Switch, and that was a very successful remake of an awesome retro property. So there is potential that they know what they're doing here. I reviewed that game, and it was done very well. I guess we could argue that the whole snowball thing, even in the other viewpoint, is still Snow Bros. So maybe But no, I can see where they're referencing the gameplay, where he still throws snowballs at things to turn them into a bigger snowball and then use it as a weapon. So I take back what I said. It looks like they're using the Snow Bros property properly. It looks like they're using the Snow Bros property properly. I know why. The first time I watched the trailer, I didn't focus on the fact that he was throwing the snowballs at people and that's what was turning them into the snowballs. So honestly, I think I take that back. And at the same time, I think this is going to be, if the performance is good on the Switch, I think this is going to be super interesting for this week. I know, it has ice levels. The only problem, once again, is the sales price at $29.99. They are going for the, like, triple I price, the triple indie price, and which means they have to pull off an excellent game. Hey, hi, Annie. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for making it. We're almost done, but nice to see you here nonetheless. So, once again, another game has me excited for this week. I think it has a ton of potential. Okay, moving on to our next one. Now, this is another game that is going to be a long shot for me. And this is Micegard. Now, Micegard is releasing, of course, I forgot to check when Micegard is releasing. My bad. Give me just a second. It is releasing on November 28th as well, and it will have a sales price of $9.99. Now, this one has me extremely interested in the gameplay because it looks very original. You'll see it's like you control a squadron of mice, and I'm really interested to seeing how it plays out once, like, in the full game. So let's take a look at the trailer, and you will see what I'm talking about. So you seem to be having some town building. Once again, though, it has sort of a mobile look to it. But what really interests me is how you move, like, the whole squadron like that. And you see there they were separated. See, again, look, they're separating here. So I wonder if there's like formations, and then you have to mix formations and all that. There we go. So honestly, it has me extremely intrigued, and it has a pretty budget price point at $9.99. So honestly, I think this game could have a ton of potential. Hey, Wex, welcome, Nexus Creed. Welcome to the stream. Hey, a couple of people coming in here late at night. Awesome to see. But yeah, so this one, nonetheless, another long shot for the week. But I thought it was worth taking a look at because if someone's willing to take a shot, and it could turn out, I think, to maybe offer something very original and very fun. Okay. And our last new Switch game for the week is going to be a very budget indie title. Once again, releasing on November 29th for $8.99. Now, this is Mission in Snowdriftland. Now, I will let you guys know that the indie developer of this game contacted me on Discord and asked me to take a look at their game. And I think my window was a little too big today. My bad for the video. I'm going to resize it a bit for this last one, and it'll be resized for the future. But Mission in Snowdriftland is basically a 2D. It's a pretty simple 2D puzzle, 2D platformer. Feels very Mario Brothers-like. Although I'm going to say the levels are fairly challenging. If you are going for full completion, meaning that you want to pick up all the collectible the snowflakes on the level, You've got some decent challenge ahead of you. However, it remains pretty simple on the platformer side. However, there is an interesting thing about the game is that they give it the presentation of an advent calendar. And theoretically, you're supposed to play one level every day from December 1st to December 24th as sort of a reward, like an advent calendar in game format, which is a really fun approach to the game. They gave me a review copy, so I did have a chance to already play the game. Like I said, simple platforming. If you're looking for a cheap Mario Brothers-like platformer with some challenging levels, but that don't go too far, I think you can take a look at this game and it can be something decent for the holidays, especially if you do it in the sort of advent calendar form. It can actually be a pretty fun approach to the game, in my opinion. Only thing, I'm going to be honest, the gameplay is not groundbreaking, but it is solid and it is well done. So let's take a look here at the trailer. And they insisted on me having a review code so I could give you guys a better idea of the game, which I appreciated. Like I said, the platforming gets pretty challenging. There's also a funny little story behind it and all that. Now, I just want to be 100% clear. This is not an ad. No money was exchanged. They simply gave me a review code. And if you're a developer out there, you want me to take a look at your game that's coming up, to have it included in one of these upcoming game videos, you can reach me on Discord. My email address is available on the contact screen as well, because I will take a look at your game. The only thing I want to let you know is I'll be honest about your games. So, like I said, this one, as you can see, some charming little platforming. Nothing revolutionary, but I would say a solid like 6.57. And for me, a 6.57 is on the good game scale, okay? Like a 6.5 is not a bad game to me. It's a decent game. A 7 becomes a good game, and it's somewhere around there on the scale, in my opinion, okay? And so if you're looking at $8.99, if you're looking at a game like that on top of it has that fun advent calendar form to it, and you actually do it like one day every day till Christmas, can actually be something fun. Can even be something fun to do with your kids. Okay? So I actually found that interesting that they decided to take that approach to it. Obviously, if you run through the 24 levels without trying to get any of the collectibles, however, you might find that the game is very short. But if you challenge yourself to get all the snowflake collectibles, I guarantee you'll have to try some levels at least a dozen times before you get it. Because it's actually very easy to die and fall off like platforms in the game. But yeah, so decent game overall. And I thank the developer for sending me the review code for the game. Was appreciated. And like I said, I'm glad to showcase a game like that when the game turns out to be decent. Okay, so there we have it. A slightly slower week for the Nintendo Switch this week, with only about 7 games that really caught my eye. Now, maybe I missed 1 or 2, especially there were a couple of games that looked more on the visual novel side. But at the same time, I do think that we're that time of year where we already have so many games and stuff to play and to buy. It is normal that things are getting a little bit slower. But overall, nonetheless, a few games to take a look at, and I hope that everyone manages to find a little something good to play. Worst comes to worst, dive into the backlog. So there we have it. Thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you in my next video.